friends, I want to share with you a video that shows how to sublimate towels without getting harsh press lines on them. So this is an older video that I did a live, but there was so much good information. I really wanted to just take out all the fluff from the live and just give you the information that I think you would really find helpful on how to make my oversized pressing pillow, how to press it without getting all of the harsh lines, what size to make your blowout paper, what to do with your sublimation paper, all of that I'm going to share with you. So if parts of it maybe seem live-esque and I'm talking with people, that's what it is. It's just a replay, but I wanted to share it with you anyway. So let's get to it and you have all the information you need. If you need anything else, check the description and comment below and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Hello. It's Courtney Brickner with The Crafty Brick. I'm very excited tonight because I've got something that I really think is going to help you. So I have a client. She's a travel agent and she gets tons of stuff from me all year long for her clients that she gives stuff to when they're traveling. So she requested something new and she wanted to give them towels. I've made a towel in the past, but I have never made like a really large beach towel. So she wanted a beach towel with her logo on it. I'm telling y'all, this towel has been giving me the blues. It's a microfiber towel, and it just wasn't working right. There were pressing lines of my press. It's just been a hot mess. So I actually made something to help with this problem. And I'm going to share it with you tonight, and I'm going to share everything that I did, and I'm going to show you everything that I did wrong. So if you maybe want to sublimate some towels, these microfiber towels, then hopefully some of my tips will help you. So, this is my first time. Thanks. I'm so glad you came for the first time. Let me show y'all what I did. Let me show you what I did that's really, really not good. So my client wanted these towels, so she wanted it to be blue. I got a blue towel. I don't even want to show y'all this because it's so bad. When I made it, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't give this to her. Let me show you. Let me show you what happened. Let me scoot back a little bit. Look at this towel. So you see the, the press line? And then I tried it again over here. So look how bad the towel looks. So I'm like, okay, let me try more. Let me go on the back side of this towel. See if I can get this to act right. Nope, it messed up again here. And then here as well. So this towel just turned into a practice towel. I just kept trying to get it right. This was on my 15 by 15 press. And then this one was on the 16 by 24. Nothing was right. So I was like, okay, blue doesn't work very well. Let's try a white towel. Let me show y'all what the white towel did. Let me show you. This is ridiculous. Look at this. So you could even see where I had the paper. So this is the paper that was on there, and then this is the press. You guys, it's not good. It was really bad. So the point of this live tonight is to first tell you, reminder, you might already know if you've been doing sublimation, when you get a new blank, do not expect everything to go perfectly with that blank for the very first time. You're gonna have to test out some settings, some temperatures, some times, some pressure, all of that to get to the right thing. So look at this. Look at this. After I did some testing, you guys, it worked. It worked. Totally worked. Beautiful towel. She decided she wanted it on the bottom. The plan tonight is to show you how I did that because I'm telling you, it was giving me the blues. Nothing was really working for these towels. And I feel like these are great towels. They're 30 by 60, so a large beach towel, but it didn't look right. So summer's coming, If y'all want to make some of these towels, they're awesome microfiber towels. They're from Amazon. You can check them out in the description. And if you're over on Instagram, go to YouTube and check out the description there. I want to show you guys how I got to no press lines. Yeah, okay, so let's see. First off, what I realized was the problem was that the press where the top was meeting, the top platen was meeting the bottom. It was harsh line. So that's why we've got, yeah, this one was pretty bad, and then this side. So that's why we have that line. I was trying to change the pressure and make it lighter, but even with the lighter pressure, I was still having problems with that bottom where the top met the bottom. I was having problems with the towel getting lines. So I went as low pressure as I could, and I still had that issue. So I was thinking, okay, pressing pillows usually help with decreasing the pressing lines that you have on your projects. So let me show you. So the pressing pillow that I have, the biggest size that I have is this one. So you put that on there and you throw the towel on there. First of all, it wasn't big enough for my logo. The pressing pillow didn't cover the logo. And even though it made the middle part rise up a little bit, it was still going to be harsh there in the middle. So that wasn't going to work. So I was like, what can I do with something like this pressing pillow? I wanted a pressing pillow like this, but I needed it bigger. I looked to see if there was a bigger pressing pillow. This is 16 by 24. I didn't find any pressing pillows that were larger than this. I found like a 4-pack, but they were all smaller. This was the biggest one in the pack. And I don't even know how big this is. Maybe like let me see. I'm gonna look because I want to give you all the accurate information. So this one is 12 by 15, okay? So that was the largest pressing pillow that I had. But let me tell y'all what I did. So my wheels were turning. I'm like, how can I fix this towel so that I can give this to my client? She wants to get these on a regular basis, so I need to be able to produce them. So that was my task at hand. I was like, I know I'm gonna figure out how to do this. So this is what I did. I got some high density foam. I got a roll of it. I don't even remember how long it was, but it came in just a sheet. I got that from Amazon. And then what I did, I got some large Teflon sheets. They're just, let's pull this out, just single sheets of Teflon, okay? So you see where I'm going with this, because this is just a Teflon sheet with foam on the inside. So I was like, I'm gonna make a bigger pressing pillow so that I can get this project underway and get it working the way it needs to work. So now y'all aren't seeing my final product because I do think it needs to be better. But what I did, I took those Teflon sheets, so I have 4 Teflon sheets here, and I cut the foam so that it was a little bit larger than my press. So this was like a 20, I think it's 26, I think that's what I ended, 26 or 27 size pressing pillow. Never seen one this big, so I made my own, okay? Now granted, it's not fancy. All I did was I cut the foam sheet, and then I just took a hot glue gun and glued the sides. I mean, I probably should sew it so it's a little bit better, but for what I needed to see if it was gonna work. So that's what I did to see if it works. And it did. It totally did. The other thing is, what I did, I don't know if you guys ever take your mat that comes with your heat press, if you ever take it off. sometimes when I add a pressing pillow, the mat just makes it a little bit too thick. And I tried it with the mat on it with my new pressing pillow, but I feel like even on the lowest pressure, the pressure was still too much for my towel. So I just took off the mat, and then I put my DIY pressing pillow on here. And let's see, the other thing, so you know, a lot of times, I'm gonna set this over here. A lot of times, you know, for when you're doing sublimation, it's 400 degrees is a lot of the times what you're using. 400 or sometimes 380, 390. This particular project is 375. So actually that was one of the problems when I started out, because I think I accidentally had it at 400. That was why I had, the temperature was too high when I first did this one. And I think that's what made the color really messed up. I wish that I still had the blue one, because I did end up making another blue one after I did my little, my fancy pressing pillow. I made another blue one that worked out great. So I already sent it to her, so I don't have that. I wanted to show you, so she's also got, she's got a client that wants this blue. So just wanted to let you know, I don't have this one done because I already sent it to her, but this beautiful blue color worked with black. So I just used black ink on it and it was great. So, you know, they always say, well, typically the rule is that you can only sublimate on light things, but this worked great with, because these are polyester towels, the microfiber. You can sublimate on them, but sometimes you can't. I mean, you obviously couldn't do a color on that blue, but if you're doing black, you can. You can do a lot of colors if you're just using black. So let me show you, like real time, another one of these towels. So I've got my 11 by 17 paper. I used my Sawgrass printer, which was great. So we've got, did I do it right? Because I'm looking at it right here and it's looking right. Okay, it's backwards. I'm like, wait a second, I gotta make sure I printed it right, because sometimes I don't print it right. So I've got my logo here. I'm going to go ahead and just tear the sides, because that also helps with getting the pressing lines. So I'm just tearing around the image so that it's not such a harsh line. So what I'm hoping is things go as well as they did the other day when I fixed this problem. So I bring my chair over here so that my towel can sit up here and like rest on the chair and it doesn't fall down. Where is my towel? Here it is. All right. So I've got my towel here. And like I said, it's a 30 by 60 size towel. So I'm just resting it on my chair here so it doesn't fall down. And I've got my big, my big pressing pillow here that is bigger than my press. All right, I'm putting my towel on there. Ah, it wants to fall off. I don't want you to fall off. Okay, let me get my middle here. I need a little light to see so that I can make sure I'm in the middle of the towel. All right, and then we are going to lay this on here. So excited. I hope it works out. I hope it works out, because I did a lot of testing for this to work. So I hope it works out with y'all tonight. The chair is genius. You know, I tried out so many things. I'm like, I'm going to make these towels. She's going to order these towels. I'm going to sell a lot of these towels. It's going to work. So the chair helps me out. other thing that I did, what I realized was my blowout paper or butcher paper, whatever you want to call it, was inside the lines of the press. That was also giving me hard press lines. So I made the paper bigger than the press, okay? Hopefully it is. It should be. Let's roll that in. Bigger than the press. Okay. Let me make sure, oh, I don't have it turned down to the lowest setting. This needs to be on 1. This is my sure pressure, so it's nice because I can see that it is on number 1 instead of just like turning the dial and you're kind of guessing what the pressure is. It's on 1. I think we're good. I got my blowout paper, towel. Okay. I hope it's going to work for you guys. So it is at 375 degrees and 60 seconds. Okay. So now we're going to see, did that really work? The other thing, right when it comes out of the press, I take my, what is this, lint roller, and run it on there. That helps with the lines also. Oh, I'm sweating. You know, I'm just hoping that it works out now that I'm showing y'all all these tricks that I did. And now I'm showing it live. I hope that it's right. So I've got my butcher paper outside. So those lines are not going to be pressing down like from the top platen of the press. These strong lines should not be an issue. I hope it works. All right. Up we go. And then we take, so actually let me just show y'all what it looks like. So when you take it out, you do see the lines. But you take your lint roller, you roll them out, and then I'm going to show y'all the finished result. Just make sure everything is good. Okay. Let me show you. Let me move my chair out of the way. Let me see if it looks good first. It does. It does. It does. It does. You guys. Look at that. I mean, there's a faint line up there, but did you see where we started? Let me show you again where we started. Let me show you where we started. This was what happened at first. Look at those press lines. It wasn't pretty. And then we have this. So much better. Oh my gosh. It looks amazing. Thank you. I can send this to my client. This is something I can stand behind. So you got this, and you got, let me fold it up so you can see them side by side. So you can see what happened. This is what happened at first, and this is what we have now. You see barely anything. My hope was to save you guys some headache from working with the microfiber towels. Now, if you're using a small towel and your top platen covers the whole thing, you're not going to have these issues anyway. But if you're trying to make one of these big towels and your platen has those lines, then you're going to have a problem. Love it, new towels for the vacation. Yes, right? So that's what she wants. My travel agent client wants to give these to all her clients. So with her logo on them. It is perfect. So make a big, I should probably do a better job making this, but I mean, obviously it works. You need to release some of the pressure that the top platen gives that bottom with that pressing pillow. I really hope you guys found that helpful. I know that I was really going through something trying to get that figured out, and I'm really happy I did. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it that thumbs up, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you don't miss anything crafty, because I try to get on here on a regular basis sharing some crafty content with you that I think you might find helpful. So I'll be back. Until then, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.